Scoodly doodly doo, it's time for another Welch review. Scoodly doodly doo doo.
Evening, gang. Welcome to another episode of the Welch Review. Happy to see you. Hope the week has been well. This week we're talking about Ty West's film X, which I'm sure some of you have seen online. They're making a prequel called Pearl. But in this one you have Mia Goth as Maxine, and Miss Goth was in The Survivalist, Suspiria, and the underrated and overlooked Gore Verbinski film A Cure for Wellness, which is a great movie if you haven't seen it. You have Jenna Ortega as Lorraine. She was in Scream, 5? The one that came out in 2022. She was also in The Babysitter Killer Queen and the TV show You, which is fantastic and terrifying all at the same time. And then you have Brittany Snow as Bobby Lynn. She was in Pitch Perfect 2, and Hairspray. Kid Cudi as Jackson, right? Kid Cudi, Pursuit of Happiness, Up and Away. Oh God, every time the moon shines. No. Yeah, okay, so you know, he's a musician, but he's also an actor. He's in Need for Speed, Don't Look Up, and Westworld. And he was also in the Entourage movie. And then you have Martin Henderson as Wayne, and he was in Smokin' Aces, The Ring, and Torque. And then you had Owen Campbell as RJ, who is in Super Dark Times, which is a really great movie. If you haven't seen that, that's definitely worth looking into. Super Dark Times. The Americans, and The Miseducation of Cameron Post, which is pretty cool because at the time when I was in college, when that book had come out, the author knew my college professor. I guess they had done maybe some writing seminars together. They're both writers, and he got her to come and talk at UMass Dartmouth, and it was really cool to hear her take on how she went about writing the novel, and then talking a little bit about the movie adaptation as well, which is also a really good movie. I haven't read the book yet, but just a fun little tidbit. And then you have Stephen Uri as Howard. And Steve Uri, or however you pronounce that, my apologies, is in The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, The Light Between Oceans, and The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. So that's pretty cool. He was at the beginning of The Hobbit and toward the end of Lord of the Rings. So Tolkien's bookends right there. And then this is written and directed by Ty West, who directed The Sacrament, VHS, and In a Valley of Violence with Ethan Hawke and John Travolta. And so, as many people are, they got the bug to chase the Hollywood dream on the silver screen. And this takes place in, I would say, like the late 60s into 70s. And basically, it follows this group of people who they want to make Hollywood movies. And a way that they thought about doing it was to make a really good porno. Right, that would be their intro into doing it. They could get into making skin flicks and then eventually transition into making major motion pictures. And at the time, I guess, at least that's what they're going with, they didn't want to blow their cover and tell people that's what they're doing, so they rented this like barn-esque bed and breakfast thing from this elderly couple. And once they get settled, they start filming, right? And blinds drawn, doors locked, all that kind of thing. So no one's the wiser to what their true intentions are. Now, as they're doing this, they start noticing that there's some kind of freaky stuff going on around the farm, right? There's a woman, an older woman there, and it seems like she's kind of locked away. And the older man is very off-putting and standoffish and really doesn't want anything to do with anyone. And at the time, this was like where religion was kind of king, right? So if you were, a firm believer, then everything that they're doing, this production's doing, is wrong and goes against the good book. So there's extra scrutiny, right? Besides, I'm sure no one wants to know that the renters or the people who are staying there, that's what they're really doing, is filming this type of stuff. So, eventually, the wife, of the older man sneaks out and notices what's going on, and she herself has certain longings for things that have not happened, right? She hasn't been intimate with anybody in a long amount of time, and it has got her trying to seduce some of the cast and crew. Now, of course, she's an older woman, and when I mean older, I mean very, 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 like, old, like kind of walking mummy type old. And of course they reject her advances. They're like, can I help you get back to bed? And she of course takes this insultingly, starts murdering them, right? So this is like a lust-filled rage movie, and it's not exactly what I thought when I popped it on. It's a unique take on the slasher genre, and clearly it did good enough business to garner a sequel or a prequel that explores more of this woman, who we find out her name is Pearl's backstory and origins and how she comes to be. So that'll be very interesting to see how that movie does and lays out more of that story. Overall, it's not a bad movie. It's a strange movie, that's for sure. But if you're jonesing for a horror film or a slasher, then it'll do the job. I don't think it's anything special, but it's certainly unique. It definitely takes a different approach to the whole psychotic killer like Jason or Michael Myers, and who knows, maybe we're going to end up in a Pearl X universe soon. It's possible. But yeah, very interesting film. You need something different to watch, definitely throw it on. You want to just watch something and then talk about it, be like, oh, that was a weird experience to share with people. This could be that movie. It could be for you. So this Halloween, this might be the letter that's the most terrifying, is X. So think about it, give it a whirl, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for sitting down and watching. This has been the Welch Review.